What you're looking at here is the finest innovation in automotive interior air quality. You know what now? I threw a jet ski through this window with a teleporter. In order to change out the rear glass on our Ford truck here, we've got to get some of the trim off on the inside so that we can cut the seal. These are bolted in, but they do have like a rubbery type seal. It's not a urethane seal like a windshield is, although I do think this one I did reseal, and I think I put it in with urethane seal like a windshield, but it's like a butyl rubber or something like that. So that is what would be on here from the factory, but we're going to get this remainder of this glass cut out along with the frame and get a new one put in here and sealed so that we don't have all this extra ventilation here. So let's go inside the truck and I'll show you how to get the trim off. We're going to pull the bolts out, and then we're going to spend a whole lot of time with a razor blade slicing away at that seal. Starting from the inside of the truck, we're going to have to pull off some of this trim so that we can get to the bolts and then have access to slice that seal. So right here on our back wall, we've got these little clips that have to be pushed in the center. So we're going to take a screwdriver or something and push that in. Then we can pop that out. And the center went in there. So we'll have to get that back. That's probably where the center of this one went. Set those aside. We need to pop our seat belt up here. And then we can use a 5/8 socket to loosen the nut on here. That off and get this plastic out of the way. We can put the nut back so we don't lose it. Then this trim basically pulls this way, opposite on the other side, so it will pull toward the center of the truck. Of course, you have to be careful with the broken glass because you don't want to get your fingers into that. You're just gonna pull this off just like that. You can see the little clips in the front and little clips back here. And now we have exposed our first bolts that hold the window in. So they're all along this edge here. You can see this one with a clip, this one here, this one here. There's a bunch behind this panel and some up behind the headliner. So we may have to take out these hooks in order to get to them because they're just barely up in there, but we can get to those without damaging our headliner if we just flex it a little bit. In order to get this part out though, these do not have the center thing that pop for this center section, so you just use a trim removal tool and kind of squeeze it under there and then pop those out, and then that will come loose. And we're going to repeat all of this on the other side of the truck and then pull these off with a Phillips screwdriver. Then we'll start removing the window. And then our hangers up here. That should give us enough access, to get to these right here. That'll be a-okay. Now all of these along here that hold the window in are a 9mm. I think that's the only thing I've ever seen to use a 9mm size nut, but sure enough, that's what they are. So we get a 9mm and take all of these out around the circumference of the window. as soon as we started cutting on this, where the glass is broken, something's fallen down in there, Tiffany, who is behind the camera, brought up that maybe I should wear safety glasses. So, got my safety glasses here. Where's the seam I need to cut?
Whatever.
All right. And there we have it. The next time that you're thinking about throwing a jet ski through the back window of your F-150, maybe you'll reconsider. Or at the very least, you'll know how to take that broken window out and put a fresh one back in. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.